You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep. In your worn-out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever. Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today's video is a supreme clean, and I don't know why I thought of that word, but when I think of it, I think of a supreme pizza, which just means that it contains a little bit of everything. I have dishes, laundry, vacuuming, scrubbing. I'm trying out my new Tineco vacuum mop that everyone has been raving about, so I purchased myself one just so that I can try it out and you guys can hear my thoughts on that. And I also have some major decluttering. If you are new here, my name is Michelle and I'm a mom of 2 little girls, Sailor and Savannah. My videos are particularly different because the cleaning motivation is just a small part of the package that you get with me. My goal is to motivate you in all aspects of your life, and I hope that you get that when you watch this video. But clean along with me, let's get our spaces picked up, and let's make this fun while we do it. Now that my kitchen drawers and cabinets are clean, while I'm unloading the dishwasher, I can actually show you a prettier sight than it was before. So that's where I ended in my last video, was totally reorganizing most of my kitchen. And in this video, I'm starting off in the kitchen, unloading the dishwasher and getting some dishes done. So I am going to wipe down our pretty big island. We have a fairly big kitchen, but one flaw I find with this is, other than that it's a lot to clean, is that we kind of sacrificed having a breakfast area in order to have like a bigger island. We didn't design it that way, that was just the way that the house came, but before we had kids it was easier for us, but now that we have kids I kind of wish that we did have a breakfast area, that way we could all sit at. Now we do have a formal dining room area, but for some reason we just don't sit there that often. Do you guys sit at your formal dining room? I know growing up, whenever we had a breakfast area, we would sit at our formal dining room mainly for like Christmas or important dinners, but not so much as an everyday thing. So leave me a comment below, let me know if it's more of like special occasion dinners or an everyday thing.
Finally, I paid my dues. Now you play the blues. Bottom line, you're out of time. Now you're gonna learn what it's like to lose. You took something beautiful and made it something cruel. It's all that I get from you. You're so delusional. Now watch me take control.
So whenever I do a big project, and maybe you can also relate, whenever you're working on something, like last week I was working on the kitchen, organizing that, so all the other chores like laundry and everything else just fell behind because that was my main focus for the week. So that's why I have so much laundry to do.
Gonna stick it to you, let you go,
I have those little laundry baskets that I put the girls' clothes in whenever I am folding it. My whole intent behind having really small baskets was that once their clothes fills up to one of the smaller baskets, then I'm just going to go ahead and do a load. Because if I had a really large basket for their clothes, like I do my clothes or my husband's clothes, then it would take me forever to fold because their clothes are so much smaller. You're doing like double work. So I just thought, you know, I'm just going to have a small basket, and when that small basket gets full, then I'm going to do a load, and then that way it doesn't take me what feels like an hour to fold the clothes. I can do it fairly quickly. Most of the time that works, and that's why my folding baskets are so small, but sometimes in these cases I have so much to do, and it makes this basket look way too small.
Inside of me, it's a deep hole where I bleed.
So I mentioned in a previous video that my husband typically does his own laundry. That works out for us. So today I'm going to be nice and actually help him out and fold his clothes. Well, and because I need to switch the laundry and I don't want clean clothes all over the bed.
When you hold me, when you close, I know, I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's.
This is one of the cabinets that I just reorganized. I love having those little bamboo dividers. I had it on backwards, so I just switched it around. But it feels so much better to have an organized kitchen. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit around the living room before I get to the floors.
Hope it's the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that.
So my kids drew all over this little table with their crowns, and the wipe wasn't working, so I actually went and grabbed a magic eraser. I just cut it in half and put a little bit of water on it. I thought that it would come up super easy, but I'm just sitting there scrubbing as hard as I can, and eventually it did come up, but it was a lot harder than I thought.
Everything feels.
So we have a black lab, and she just turned 11, and she is not allowed on the couch. She knows that. She's got 2 beds, and recently she's been getting on our couch. So if you can tell, a black lab and a light couch don't typically mix well together. So I do have to vacuum often anyway. I can take the cushions off the couch, but it is such a pain to put them back on. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I should probably do it more often. I just hate putting them and trying to zip them back in. Our rug has spots and stains all over it. You can't see it too much here, but up close you can. So I'm going to use our Full-X stain remover cleaner. These spots have been here for a while. It does an okay job, but I'm gonna try anyway. So this vacuum / mop came in. It's the Tineco iFloor 3, and people have been raving about it. I saw someone posted that it was discounted, so I actually bought it from Amazon, and I was going to try it out. They say that it is a famous TikTok cleaning appliance, and I haven't seen any of the TikTok videos, but I was super curious and wanted to get it and try it out. So it actually had really good reviews on Amazon, so I did a little bit of research on it, but not to the extent that I normally would have. But I'm just taking it out. It's cordless, and I'm trying to maneuver and get all the parts set up so that I can test it out. It came with the handle to put it together. It came with one thing of the Tineco solution. These little things just go on the bottom of it, and you can like store the scrubber and different stuff in there. It also came with a plug, so that the black thing is the charger, and you actually just set it onto the charger so that it'll charge. The little brush roller there is removable. That way you can clean it if you need to. There's a self-clean option on there, and I promise I used it twice before I figured out the self-clean, which is super easy. I just didn't take the time to read the directions 100%. I just kind of skimmed through them. But next time I'll definitely do the self-clean a lot better. So it came with 2 canisters. You have to put it in a certain way, in a certain tilt, to get it in right correctly. One canister has a filter, and it gets all of the dirt, and one canister is for the solution. The top has several settings, like if it's charging, if it's self-cleaning, if the canister is full, if you need more solution. I did a quick test real quick, and y'all, this is what my floor picked up the very first time. I'll show you in a minute how everything works, but I had to test it out quickly to make sure that I knew how to use it before I wanted to film it. Because it acts as a vacuum and a mop at the same time, you're going to get a lot more debris in there as if you were to just use it as a straight mop.
Yeah, but they say I don't know where you come from. I don't. You seem too nice to be alone. So lonely. I see you go.
Now that I've used it once and cleaned it, I'm going to try and put it back together and show you guys how it works. So the one canister, that's like a little filter that holds all the debris, and then the filter at the top you have to take on and off and clean. So basically I'm just putting it back together, and that's what holds all of the dirty water once it's done. This canister is where you put the solution in. You just get 1 cap of the solution and fill it to the water line. It does say to only use this Tineco solution. So I'm just putting the solution on. That's the self-clean button, so when you're done, and then on the handle there's a max button and a power button. So it is cordless and super lightweight. All I did was just bend it, and then as you can see, it is vacuuming and mopping up the floors. After using it a couple times, I think that it is absolutely worth it, especially if you have a lot of hard floors like hardwood, tile, laminate. If you have a lot of it in the area like I do, it just makes it so much easier. The only thing that I notice is that it doesn't work on carpeted area, so I still had to get my Dyson out and vacuum up the rug. But you can see just in the little area that I did how much water, dirty water, it already picked up. And there you can see with all the dog hair. But before, if you've seen in a lot of my other videos, I would get the Dyson out and I would go through the whole kitchen and downstairs area vacuuming up with my Dyson, and then I would either get my steam mop out or my Shark power mop and then go through the same area again and mop. So this pretty much eliminated my time in half. I only had to get my vacuum out to vacuum my rugs, and then I just went through with this on all the hardwood floors, and it vacuumed and mopped it up at the same time. So I just cleaned the whole downstairs area, and that is how much water, dirty water and debris came out, and that is how much solution I still have available in the tank. It dried pretty quickly. You can see that the first part of the house all the way by the door is already dry, and then this area I kind of just vacuum.
Feel the truth, the waste your life away, sitting on your fingertips, so I know what you'll say, baby, don't bother, you know it hurts.
One thing that I didn't do that I should have done, and I'll know for next time, is click the self-clean button. I put it on the charger and it said self-clean, and I didn't actually click the self-clean button. It would have gotten all of that dirt out of there into the canister, other than having to take everything apart and clean it. You do still have to clean that canister after you click self-clean, but it gets it out of the tube already and kind of cleans out the brush and everything. I figured that out after I already did all this and cleaned all of this out. So after I had already cleaned out the canister, this is where I noticed that I should have done the self-clean, and I didn't get it on camera, but it was so funny. I clicked the self-clean button and the water was trying to shoot up, but I couldn't get that canister on. I didn't have the top on right. So just a total Michelle moment for sure. And now I am on to the playroom. This playroom is a disaster so much of the time. I don't clean it every single day, otherwise I would just get so stressed out. So I usually try and do it either once or twice a week. You guys know that I have been using Skillshare for a while now, and before I get started, I'm going to hop on a Skillshare class. This way I can listen to it while I'm cleaning. If you're not familiar with Skillshare, it's an online learning platform. So with less than $10 a month, you can get a membership to this platform, and basically you can take any types of classes that you're interested in. They have creative classes, they have cooking classes, they have photography classes, anything that you're interested in, you can pretty much find. As a creator, I like to listen to classes that right now help me get motivated, get started, and any types of business classes. So I'm actually listening to, I found Gary Vaynerchuk's class on here. And a funny story about Gary Vaynerchuk, if you're not familiar with him, he is a marketing guru and owns a media company. What's funny is in 2014, I found an online personal trainer because if you don't remember, I am into like health and fitness and living a healthy lifestyle. And one of my friends recommended this personal trainer, and I used him as an online coach, and I loved him and I had excellent results. But then he went and became Gary Vaynerchuk's personal trainer, like in-person trainer. So anyway, that's how I found out who Gary Vaynerchuk was and decided to take his class. But later on, and this class is probably more helpful to my overall audience, is I took a staff pick by Michelle B. She's a YouTuber, and I actually found her channel a long time ago, and I looked into this class, and it's called Designing the Life You Want. So you have 4 exercises for clarity and motivation. This class had over 20,000 students in it, and my goal for 2021 was to be open-minded, try new things, get more clarity, and just get motivated to get outside of my comfort zone. She had 4 different steps, and it's more about finding motivation and direction in your life. And her first activity was to find an anti-vision, so writing out a vision of your life that you don't want. And some of my examples were, I don't want to feel stuck or limited. I don't want to be afraid to try new things. I don't want to be afraid of other people's opinions or let that affect me. I don't want to be unhappy. And those were some examples of my anti-vision. Next was an 80-20 rule. Basically, 80% of the effects come from 20% of your causes. So she recommended going through your calendar for the last 6 months and determining the activities that either made you feel good or didn't make you feel good. So some of my examples were like when I worked out, when I drank my daily greens, when I created content, when I helped someone. Those are things that made me feel good. And some of the things that didn't make me feel good were when I would stay up too late, when I would procrastinate to get something done, when I wouldn't have time to do my exercises and felt super stressed out. This exercise was supposed to make you have more clarity on the things that would make you feel good and the habits that you should continue to create, and maybe some of the habits that you should limit. And the last 2 things were creating values about the things that makes you the most happy, and also writing out what a perfect day would look like for you in the next 3 years. Some studies show that highly successful people, meaning people who are just happy in life, follow practices like this to get unstuck and just get more clarity and direction in their life, where they're at now and where they see themselves in the next few years. But I did really enjoy that class, and if you're interested in checking out Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to use the link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership.
My head
am finally putting away some of the laundry upstairs. I'm excited because I started working on reorganizing and putting a little bit more decor in Savannah's room, which she still is in the nursery. So I'm excited to share that video in the next couple of weeks. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss it.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came in way too strong, cannot keep it low key, got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, auto, your taste, it's really a bad reception out there, where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you, but I need you, and you're off my radar now. I've lost you, telling you that I need you.
So this vacuum canister was already a little bit full. I hadn't emptied it the last time I used the vacuum. So what you see in here is actually from probably 2 different vacuums. This shark one is a little annoying because it's hard to get all of the dirt out.
Every time you walk away from me, I want you.
Now I am going to put our sheets on. I saw this tip in one of Brittany Vassar's videos, and she said that whenever you are putting sheets on the bed, the tag on the sheet will always be on the bottom right. So now whenever I make my bed, I look for the tag and I always put it on the bottom right of the bed.
I've lost you, telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. I'm like an outcast from pillar to post. There's no denial, I'm chasing ghosts. I'm like an outcast from pillar to post, hitting you up but I'm stuck on hold. It's really a bad reception out there, where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? Yeah, I've lost you, I need you, and you're off my radar now. I've lost you, yeah, I lost you, telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. I've lost you.
So I am going to finally declutter my makeup drawers. Y'all, this is kind of embarrassing. I just purchased these plastic bins from Target. I think they are made by design. So I am going to take everything out and use my new plastic storage things to put my makeup in. You're going to laugh when I tell you this, but the little bins that I have my makeup in now, y'all, those are Tupperware bins. I had an extra pack of Tupperware containers a long time ago, and when I guess I thought that was the right way to organize a long time ago, or I just didn't care enough, but I grabbed my extra Tupperware bins. They're probably like $1 and have been using that ever since. Now they're all dirty, they're cracked, and I need to throw them away. I started swapping out some of my makeup with the Arbonne makeup. This is the Arbonne concealer. I also have some of the CC cream, which is like a color correction cream. I also have several other things that I have been purchasing from Arbonne. If you're not familiar with Arbonne, they have a skincare, a wellness, and makeup line. All of their products are vegan, cruelty-free, and all natural. So Arbonne is a marketing company. So at first I did not want anything to do with it. And, I always say that my goal is to be open and just listen more. And I know how some people feel about that, but I decided to stop being so judgmental towards marketing companies and give it a try as a new opportunity. The first thing that caught my eye was the Energy Fizz, which I use before I clean, and I told my consultant, if I don't like this fizz, then I'm out. I've done this before several years ago, and I did not believe in the product and did not like it. She told me it was great, and I wanted her to be wrong so I could prove a point, but I ended up being wrong because I really did like it, and that's what got me to try the other product. To be honest, I've always chose convenience over clean products, but now at 33 years old, I'm starting to see why it's important. When I was pregnant with Sailor, my first daughter, I had purchased some lip gloss, and I had a friend call me. She was pregnant at the time too and had also bought the same lip gloss, and she said, and she's in the medical field, and she said, hey, I know that you bought this lip gloss, but my doctor just said she didn't feel comfortable with me using it while I was pregnant. And I was like, okay, why? And she said, well, it has parabens in it. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't really care what that was, but I was like, I should probably be looking into this as well. She said, it's probably not going to do anything, or you shouldn't have anything to worry about, but I just wanted to let you know. And after just having a miscarriage, I was a little bit alarmed and concerned. So I stopped using that product, but I didn't go and look for cleaner products. So because the EWG scores, or the Environmental Working Group scores, are better on my Arbonne products than they are on the products that I'm currently using, and I wasn't completely sold on the products I was currently using, I decided to change it up. And now this takes the hassle of having to research ingredients, and I just know that I'm getting clean and effective products. So if you are in the market for trying some new things, then I will leave a link down below. So I've managed to sort out some of my makeup. Right now I'm using a makeup remover wipe to try and get some of the makeup out of these drawers.
I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool.
I sorted my makeup into these plastic containers, and they are too long for this drawer. I was so bummed. I didn't measure them beforehand. I just assumed that they would fit because they are like standard drawer size, and they are off by like probably less than a half an inch. I have it in sideways. I'm thinking to myself, I am going to make this work because I really liked these little containers. This is just like a typical Michelle moment. Don't measure anything out because I always assume if it's not going to fit here, then it'll fit somewhere else. But in this case, I was pretty sure it was going to fit. Luckily, I had organized our kitchen last week, so I had extra of these little bins from Target because I had planned to use them in our drawers, but these were extras. So I remembered, I went and grabbed those, and I'm just switching out some of the makeup from the larger clear containers, and I'm putting them in here. The makeup stand that I have is actually used to be this side table that we got from Target, and it was like a dark brown wood, and I had painted this a long time ago. I painted it white and just switched the handles out, and that's why if there is like makeup and stuff sticking to it, it's because I probably didn't get the right paint whenever I did it, so it's kind of stained on there. I know that I just could repaint everything, but in my mind I keep telling myself I'm going to get a new makeup stand, so why do I need to paint it? And then I never end up getting a new makeup stand. Hence why the drawers are probably a lot shorter, because this is not a true makeup stand table. It's just what I've been using. Also, this mirror was painted as well. I think it used to be gold or brown color too, and I spray painted it gray. I've gotten comments from like when we did our dining room, we had painted that wall charcoal gray and grays in our room, and people just telling me that they just hate gray, and I totally get it. Gray is trending outward, and especially in 2021, a new decade, it's kind of been the main trend the last 5 years, but trends come and go, and a lot of my stuff is still gray, so it's not that easy to just like totally get rid of everything that you own that's gray because it's on the outward trend. But if I will change up things here and there, but there are some grays that I still like. So I totally get it if you hate gray, but trends will always come and go, so it's always just important to get whatever you like.
Around me, I've been putting on my fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't want to be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest, but I'm not. I just want to go my own way.
So this is actually all of the makeup that I ended up throwing out.
Be stuck in boring conversations with you. I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself.
The last thing I'm going to do is vacuum the stairs. I was going up and down the stairs and I noticed that there was Lucky Charms and who knows what in these stairs. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you click that subscribe button if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video.